Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and completely demystify the low investment business landscape for aspiring young entrepreneurs in Nepal. Today, we're unpacking a highly practical guide to building a sustainable, high growth enterprise. And get this, without needing a massive trust fund or taking out some crippling bank loan. Whether you're a student, a recent grad, or just looking for a total career switch, this is entirely focused on leveraging exactly what you have right now to build what you want for tomorrow. We've got to start by busting a massive myth that is holding so many people back. There's this pervasive thought out there, right? Business shuru karna dhere paisa chahincha. The idea that you absolutely must have huge capital to start a business. But honestly, that is simply wrong. It's a limiting belief that literally stops innovation before it even gets off the ground. You do not need millions of rupees to become an entrepreneur. You just need a different approach.
Now, what's really interesting here is how this contrasts the old mindset. The actual success formula is pairing the right idea with relentless consistency. It's not about how deep your pockets are, it's about how sharp your focus is. If you've got an idea that solves a real problem for people in your community, and you show up every single day to execute that idea, the financial success will follow.
Section 1. Digital and service businesses. High profit with minimal investment.
Seeing an investment range of 0 to 15,000 rupees is pure shock value, isn't it? But it's entirely realistic for the digital space. In the modern economy, your brain and your internet connection are your absolute biggest assets. If you already own the hardware, you're literally only investing your time and your creative energy.
Let me break it down. If you have a laptop and a skill like graphic design, video editing, or social media management, you're already in business. And the profit potential is huge. Businesses across Kathmandu, Pokhara, and all over Nepal are desperately looking for digital natives to run their online presence. They don't have the time to edit TikToks or design Instagram posts, but you do. Because your overhead is basically just your internet bill, your profit margins are incredibly high.
Or, get this, how about starting with almost zero cash, needing at most 5,000 rupees? This is probably the most accessible entry point into entrepreneurship possible. It requires virtually no financial risk. You can test the waters of running your own operation without the stress of losing your life savings. I'm talking about things like school tuition or online coaching. With these, your existing knowledge literally becomes your income stream. Think about it. What are you already good at? Math? Science? English? Maybe a musical instrument? Parents are constantly looking for quality tutors for their kids. Whether it's physical tutoring in your neighborhood or using Zoom for online classes, your expertise is the product. That 5,000 rupee budget, that's just for a whiteboard, some markers, and maybe a few localized Facebook ads to grab those first students. Now, if we bump that capital up just a bit, 5 to 20,000 rupees opens up the e-commerce store right from the comfort of your home. This is the absolute sweet spot for retail without the heavy burden of paying rent for a physical shop. You can start an online reselling business moving clothes, cosmetics, or accessories right from your bedroom, using the very social platforms you already scroll on every day. You source trendy items wholesale or thrift high-quality vintage pieces and set up a digital shop on Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, or Duraz. Your startup capital goes entirely towards initial inventory and some basic packaging. As you sell, you just reinvest the profits into more stock. It's such a beautifully scalable model. And stepping up to the 5 to 25,000 rupee range brilliantly illustrates that traditional physical trades are highly accessible too. The digital world is flashy, sure, but the physical world still needs upkeep. There is always, and I mean always, a massive, consistent demand for essential skill-based services. Think mobile repair, electricians, plumbing. Look, everyone drops their phone eventually, right? Everyone has a leaky pipe. The investment here goes towards buying a high-quality set of professional tools. Once you have those tools and the training, your service becomes indispensable. These are the kinds of businesses that thrive purely on word of mouth in local communities because reliability is just so highly valued. Let's move on. Section 2. Local and hands-on hustles. Community-based rapid growth. Okay, let's pivot to your local community. This beautifully breaks down local hustles at a glance. Small food shops like a Momo stall bring in reliable daily cash, which is a total game changer for a new business. Then you've got cleaning and laundry services thriving in growing cities where people just lack the time to do chores. Got a motorbike? Just a few thousand rupees gets you thermal bags to start a fast-growing delivery service. Or think long-term. 15 to 50,000 rupees can fund agriculture, like mushroom farming or organic veggies, for a super health-conscious market with huge future demand. Next up, Section 3, choosing your right path, formulating your blueprint. So, with all these incredible low-cost options on the table, you have to pause and ask yourself a few fundamental questions. You can't just pick a business out of a hat because it worked for someone else. You need to figure out which one is uniquely right for you. You've got to honestly assess what skills you already possess. Are you a great cook? Are you highly organized? Then, figure out the local market. Look around your neighborhood and ask, market demand kicha, what are people actually asking for? Finally, pinpoint where the competition is low. If your street already has 5 Momo shops, it probably doesn't need a 6th, but maybe it desperately needs a reliable local delivery service. Find that gap and fill it with your skills.
All right, Section 4, avoiding common business mistakes. Protect your startup. Let's see how this builds into the pitfalls you must actively avoid, the absolute biggest mistakes you can make. Dumping a large investment in right at the start before proving your concept, blindly copying someone else without understanding why they're successful, and failing to do any marketing. The best business in the world will starve if nobody knows it exists. Start lean, test the waters, and make some noise on social media. Finally, Section 5, start small, grow big, the final blueprint. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a core philosophy. Here's the absolute truth in business. Consistency and patience are vastly more important than the amount of money you start with. Wealth doesn't build a business, resilience does. You'll have slow days, you'll have logistical nightmares for sure. But if you keep showing up and treating your customers incredibly well, your small seed will grow. The ultimate takeaway is a truly powerful Nepali sentiment. Start small today so you can become incredibly big tomorrow. Let go of the ego that says you need some massive grand opening. Embrace the humble beginning. The greatest enterprises in the world started in garages, in dorm rooms, and on street corners. Now I want to hear from you. Tapai kun business shuru garna chahanahunsa? Which business do you want to start? Are you leaning towards the digital hustle or a hands-on local service? Drop it in the comments below. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect bank balance. The market is shifting right now, so what are you going to build today?